ounces equal pounds and pounds equal suck. That was made in the comment section by my new friend and subscriber, Alex, who has obviously had some experience in the U.S. military, and I thought that was pretty funny. I've got a pack problem, and I have experienced suck. I experienced suck the other night when my pack was too heavy, and then I added an additional gallon of water, 5 gallons of a bladder bag, and a tool, and lunches, and all these things, and I was so weighted down, it basically made me ineffective. It was too much. It's one thing to have a 40, 50-pound pack when you're backpacking, but it's a whole nother thing to have it while you're trying to actively work and doing long shifts and add in the fatigue of smoke and the stress of a high stress, or the fatigue of a high stress environment, and it's too much. I need to drastically cut some weight in my pack, and that's what we're going to take a look at today. This is my Mystery Ranch pack. I believe this is the hot spot. I'm not sure what it weighs, but I know it weighs a lot, and I've got a scale here, and we're going to put on it. We're going to go through compartment by compartment and really put this thing on the Jenny Craig. I thought that I was pretty much minimalistic at the beginning of the fire season, and Mrs. W, which has a lot of experience with backpacking, I was complaining about the weight of my pack, and she said, well, let's go through it. We went through everything. She shaved off 6 pounds that I didn't think that I could get rid of. Now I'd like to get rid of even more. So let's put it on the scale, see what it comes in at. Let's go through every item and see if we can't get this down to a more manageable weight. All right, let's find out what this thing weighs. So to weigh all of our equipment, we're going to be using my luggage scale here, digital. It's very accurate. I'll zero it out, hook it on the top strap here, and let's see what we got here. Oh goodness, 30.8 pounds. 30.08 pounds. That's without water and without food. All right, hold on to your seatbelts. Here we go. We're going to start at the front. We're going to go to the top, work down to the back compartments. All right, first off, I've got a compartment on here that I keep my GPS with a lanyard. How often do I use this? Not very often. Plus, I already have a GPS on my iPhone that I keep in a waterproof case that works away from cellular. That's actually better to use than this. Will I keep it in my fire bag? Yeah, but I can keep this on the engine. It's quite a bit of weight with the batteries. That can go. Sharpie. Do I need 2 Sharpies? I already keep one in my shirt. I don't think I need that. I think that can go. How about this little bag? Well, I'm going to keep that because that'll be nice to keep my weather kit in, all of that. I've got a beaner for my gloves. Could we not go with something a little bit lighter weight? Do I need a fall-rated beaner to hold my gloves? Maybe I do. Maybe it serves 2 roles. We'll come back to that. I'm going to leave that one right now. That one might be convenient. Next off, do I need a remote mic for my battery? So right here you can see this is a remote mic, and what that allows me to do is to listen and talk right on my shoulder close to my ear. But all of this apparatus, I've got 2 of these plastic buckles to retain the cord. It goes down into the battery box, or the radio box down here. Do I really need that? Well, I don't. I don't really need that. I can take my radio out of the pouch, and I can get rid of 3 things here. I can get rid of these little clippers. You know, I mean, you might say, and this is what I say, you know, and this is what Mrs. Wranglerstar kept telling me was that, yeah, well, yeah, you say, well, it doesn't weigh very much, but when you say that when there's 5 or 6 of them, you know, pretty soon you got a pound. So we're right here. Do I need the remote mic? You know, I really don't. It actually catches on brush. It's kind of a hassle. Am I Joe Commander? No, I'm just a line guy, just a firefighter. Do I need all that stuff? I'm lucky to have a radio at all. All right, let's take a look at the back. 2 rolls of ribbon. Do I need 2 rolls of ribbon? These things are heavy. No, why do I need 2 colors when 1 is enough? We can get by with 1. Oh, this is a tough one here. Camelback. Do I need a water bladder system? Is it convenient? It is very convenient, but it's heavy. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And the other thing about it is I never know where I'm at with water. You know, you keep drinking out of it, even though it holds 3 liters, keep drinking out of it, and you don't know how to gauge it. Where if you're using canteens, then you know, okay, I've got 4 canteens, I've drink drunk one, 25% down. So right there, this whole system, there's no water in here, is a pretty big unit. We've got the bite blocks, we've got the bladder bag, we've got the protective cover. No, we don't need that. We can replace that. Actually, just out of curiosity, let's see what this whole system right here weighs in comparison to 4 water bottles. Okay, so I've devised a clever system, a very scientific way here to measure, our small items. Is that going to hold there? You know, with this plastic stuff, you just turn the clamp until it starts to crack, and then you know you're good. Okay, so with the clamp mounted, I've got this little ice cream bucket that can hook on there, right? Will it hook back to itself? Do we need that? Yeah, that'd be better. Now I can zero it, and now we can weigh. Let's see what the bladder bag weighs compared to the 4 canteens. Okay, we'll zero it out. First is the bladder bag with all of its accoutrements. What's it come in at? 0.94 ounces. Now, we'll use the standard Forest Service issue water canteens, 3 of them because it's the equivalent. 0.4 ounces, less than half the weight right there. We are making progress. Do I need a first aid patch? No, do not need a first aid patch. All right, inside. Oh, the hard choices. You know what? Another thing just dawned on me. How about this? So inside these packs, these Mystery Ranch packs, they have an internal frame, which, quite frankly, has become kind of a nuisance. So it serves 2 purposes right here. So here it is, right? So it gives the pack some rigidity, but the bad side is it makes the pack huge, and you can't hardly you can't fit it in a bag, and you can't fit it in any compartments. And it's also supposed to go in there so you can break the Velcro and adjust the height of the yoke. Well, I've already adjusted the pack. I've had it fitted to me, so I don't need this. So this can go. Oh, we're diving into the main compartment. Those are where the hard decisions need to be made. Rain jacket. Have I ever, in the 7 years of wildland firefighting I've done, have I ever worn this rain jacket? I have not. I've carried it around. Never have I worn it. Beanie? Have I ever worn the beanie? On a fire line? No, I haven't. It's got to go. Smart wool, extra shirt. Have I ever stopped and put this on the fire line while I was working? No, I have not. It's got to go. How about this? What's in here? Goggles. Goggles and an extra Mount St. Helens mask, like a 3M dust mask. Have I ever worn the mask? I have not. Have I ever worn the goggles? I have not, but I've always packed them around. I'm not keeping that anymore. A pack of batteries, AA. Well, I know the Forest Service says, I'll tell you what, when I do go as an AD, when I work at the Forest Service, I'll put these back in there. But on my day-to-day stuff, have I ever dug into these? No, I put fresh batteries in when I leave. Everything's ready. I don't need that. Extra fuse E. Well, I'm already carrying 3 down here. Have I ever used? I've never used more than 2. Do I need to carry an extra one? No, I don't think so. Space blanket. Well, space blanket could be used definitely to stay warm. I have spent the night out on the fire line and had to sleep in the dirt with no blanket at all. I'm going to keep that. Since I'm taking my smart wool out, I'm going to keep that. That'd be pretty nice. And it can be turned into, if you have a couple of them, into a pretty good stretcher if you need to get someone out. What else I got in here? Last things I've got in here are my snack packs. I've got raisins and string cheese. I've got almonds, beef jerky, and macadamia nuts. I'm going to leave those. That's something I always enjoy. Well, that takes a lot of stuff out of the compartment, and it also frees up a tremendous amount of space. It's going to be easier for me to haul other equipment and my lunch. I've always had kind of trouble with that. Okay, well that takes care of that. Let's go into the secondary compartment. What we got in here? All right, so what do we got in here that we can trim down? Well, okay, so I've got glass cases. I got a glass case here, protective case, and inside here I've got an extra pair of glasses, which is fine. I have to have those. An extra pair of safety/sunglasses, a cleaning cloth, contacts, and a croquis type of thing. Have I ever used that? I have. Extra contacts, yeah, but I've got some down in the lower compartment either. Do I need this case? This case is heavy and bulky. I don't think so. I don't think I need that case. I think we can, let's set this aside and let's see if we can't do something a little different with that. What else we got in here? Okay, so we've got a headlamp. Now this is quite a heavy headlamp. This is a black diamond icon. This is a really heavy duty, like a search and rescue firefighter style. Takes 4 batteries and it lasts a long, it's heavy. Could I get a lighter headlamp? Yeah, I've got lighter headlamps, but that's not something I'm willing to compromise. It's too important and I use it all the time. Extra handkerchief and earplugs. 2 sets of earplugs in there. I can go with that. I'm good with that. We'll leave that one well enough alone. Okay, so the final compartment here, I've got 2 bags. All right, so this is small items, and this is a pretty comprehensive first aid kit. Let's go into small items here first. All right, so in the small items bag, DEET. I've got into bugs before, but you know what? Is it a comfort item? Is it something that's necessary? Is it a comfort item? It's a comfort item. I don't use it I don't need it. Water purification tablets. I mean, it's a nice idea, but we always have water. Water's always available. I mean, you just don't go out without water. Do I need this? No, I mean, that's okay maybe in a bushcrafting kit, but I just don't need that. Do I need a Bic lighter? Well, I think I do, but I was thinking about this. Do I need one so big? Can I go with the mini one? Yeah, we'll go with the mini one. Get rid of that big one. Talking ounces here. Extra compass with a whistle on it. Have I ever used a whistle? I haven't never used a whistle. I have a compass. There it is. Focus. Focus, focus. Got a compass on my wrist watch. Do I need to duplicate? No, I don't. I don't need that. Extra contacts, I'll keep those. Paracord, P-cord, and 2 extra set of bootlaces. And these little rubber stretchies, you get these off your broccoli. My friend Alan taught me about that. They're kind of heavy. I don't need that. And do I need 2 bootlaces? How many times, what's the chance of me breaking both my bootlaces when I replace them regularly? 0. I can cut that down to 1. Paracord, I must have. Batteries, 4 extra emergency batteries, lithium, so they're lighter. Well, good job there. One thing I didn't, this was the previous Kohl's. I had them in this aviation case, you know, which is really nice, but do I need to pack that weight around when I can wrap them in a piece of duct tape? You know, that all goes. And then finally, we have, what do we have? We have a signaling mirror, which I have to have, some mil-spec duct tape, medical tape, and some extra contacts. I think that those things need to stay, but that cuts that kit way down, doesn't it? I just don't see, I mean, we could lose the little bag, but I think that the organization's too important to me not to have that, so, and the contacts are necessary, but that took a lot of stuff out of there. All right, so let's see, how about the first aid kit? Well, I can see some things right off the bat that don't need to be in there. First off, do I need a pencil? Do not. Gloves, yes. I've been through this kit. These? No, I carry a Leatherman. I've got tools on my, scissors on my Leatherman. I don't need that. Plus, those are kind of phony anyway. Ooh, this is heavy. I have a surgical scalpel in there. I've got tweezers for pulling out splinters. Safety pins. Oh man, that's a hard one. Chapstick, I gotta have that. Tape, I gotta have that. I'm not gonna go fully into this. I'm just looking at some things. Do I need an eye wash cup? No, I don't need that. Oh, you know, as a former EMT, I'm not currently an EMT because used to be an EMT intermediate, but my stuff lapsed, you know. I mean, but the thing is, I carry an extensive kit because, you know, what am I going to do? One of my buddies' coworkers gets hurt. I'm not going to. Oh, wait a minute! I see something in there. Do I need baby wipe? I need baby wipes. Or what's that called? Huas, field to field. Oh, it's pretty, yeah, I think so. I think so. I think that, you know, I mean, this is a pretty extensive first aid kit put together by my good friend, USNER doc. Best first, AMP3, best first aid kits money can buy, and they are the deal. But I've stripped down a few things, so that's it. Gloves, there's a lot of gloves in there. How many gloves do I need? Well, some dirty people out there, you know. Maybe that's okay. But do I need? I mean, what if I had to perform a tracheotomy? Would I want to use my Leatherman, or would I be glad to have that? Will I ever perform a tracheotomy? Oh man, it's so hard. All these decisions. I'm gonna leave that alone. To me, I'm willing to carry a little extra weight if it can help me to save a life. I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so we're gonna put these back in there. We did shave a couple things off of there, and boy, it fits better. Definitely fits a lot better. All right, bottom compartment. I keep there's 3 fusees. This is something I can't compromise. I've already got rid of my 4th one. These have to stay. That's just not an option. Is there anything in the fire shelter here? So the fire shelter is in here, and I've been thinking long and hard about this. What if, let's reposition the camera. So what I've been thinking about, so this fire shelter is, man, it's heavy. And I have to have a large one. I don't know what it is, 8 pounds or some ridiculous thing. But there it is. It's not something it's not a non-negotiable. It has to be in there. However, what about this? So it comes in this protective plastic case. And I know that this is going to be very controversial. And there's probably some policy written somewhere about it. I have not seen it. But look at this thing here. Boy, that's a good fit. It's a good, tight fit. That's heavy. This thing is heavy. Does it need to be in there? You know, this is probably going to get in trouble for this, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a policy on that or not. I'm going to take it out. I'm just going to. The case has lots of protection around it. I take really good care of my pack. I'll keep an eye on it. But man, that fits in there better. I don't think that's entirely necessary. Now, there's one last thing to look at. Actually, there's 2. We got to look at that. We got to take a look at the MREs. So I carry on my waist belt a Leatherman Wave. All right, not only that, but inside the Leatherman Wave pocket pouch is the bit kit. The bit kit here. These are all the different small bits and things. Have I ever dug into those? I haven't. Those can go. Also, how about the extension for the screwdriver? I have not used that either. So that leaves us with the Leatherman Wave on a lanyard. I'm so bummed. I bought years ago. I bought this. You can get the little pocket clip accessory. It's really cool because you push the lock button here. You push that, and then this is the pocket clip, and you can carry it like a pocket knife. I mean, if you're a masochist, because it's so heavy. I don't carry this in my pocket because it's uncomfortable. I carry it on my pack. I always want it to be there. But anyway, there's I didn't really want the pocket clip, but there's a little lanyard loop that comes with it that snaps in there too. And I've searched high and low and I can't find it. And so I've got my cordage there tied to the pocket clip, which I don't really like. I thought about, is it worth upgrading to the Leatherman titanium? They have that titanium model, a really nice one. But I checked the specs on it, and the weights are almost the same. I don't even remember what they are. Maybe the titanium was more. It's more capable, but... And this case, this is a pretty heavy Leatherman military style case, but I like that. No, I'm going to leave that alone. That's not something, I'd go with the smaller multi-tool, but they become ineffective. I'm just going to go with that. Now, the next hard choice is going to be on the MRE. So as you know, MREs they're super bulky. They're really, there's toilet paper. That's going to have to stay. Put that back in there. Mrs. W uses these when she runs, these goo gels. It's sugar to give you energy. I've never eaten one of those. I'm not going to eat them. I think they're kind of gross. But so what we do is we take apart the MREs, because there's always something in there that you don't like that you're not going to eat. And so you take and you kind of, you take it all apart, and it compacts a lot better, because I've got these two long full-length skinny pockets here on the side, and so I break up that MRE into and split it between these two pockets here. These are make your own count. These are kind of like a Gatorade substitute you put in your water. I'm not willing to give those up. Those are really helpful. You can drink too much water and strip yourself of electrolytes and salt. But here's the rest of that MRE back down in here. What I've wondered is, I don't like MREs. I don't like them at all, but what I do like is I like these Mountain House Pro Packs. And the Pro Packs, you can get them, they suck the air out of them, and so they're super compact. This chili mac with beef, this is delicious. Sometimes I eat these when Mrs. W, she's away, and I don't cook much. This is dinner. And I like it. It's good. It's really good. What I've wondered is, but with these you need a stove, right? You need a small stove and a cup to boil water really quickly to make these. Is it lighter? Is one of these with the stove and everything and the cup lighter than an MRE? That's what we're going to find out right now. Okay, so here's the test. So this is about 1.5 MRE. So what I've done is I've taken 2 of them, and I've stripped out the things that I don't like. What do I have in here? I've got crackers. These are things I do like. We've got beef and beans, kind of a Mexican theme going on there. We've got a tortilla. We've got, what's that? A banana muffin, granola. Okay, so basically it's about 1.5 MREs. Okay, so we got that, and the ability to cook and to make maybe 1 cup of coffee in there, right? I think they come with that, and the spoon and all that. So here, on the other side, we've got my favorite, my Pro Pack Mountain House Chili Mac with cheese, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to throw in my second favorite, which is beef stroganoff with noodles. These things are delicious, delicious. And a spoon. You have to have a long spoon because you got to dip down in that pack, get the last stuff out of there. But here's what you need to cook it with. So this is super ultra lightweight, right? So we have this is the gas for a little super gigapower for a lightweight stove. This is our stove. If you haven't seen one of these, you backpacker guys know, but this is amazing. This is amazing. So this is the complete stove with, this is the Primus. The Primus. This is, I don't know. I've had this a while. There are probably better ones now. So you put this, you do that, you put that together like that, right? You screw this on here. This is so amazing. And the coolest part, look at that. It's got its own igniter. Turn it on. And that baby rips, I'll tell you what. You can boil water in, well, before you can say Jack Robinson. It's really fast. So inside, this is a titanium cup. Right there. Are we focused? Titanium cup. And inside the cup, I'm going to have these are great. Starbucks, they're little instant coffee deals. You can get those at Costco. And they make a great cup of coffee because the coffee they give you is terrible. Small towelette, listen, a hot chocolate right there. That's all nested in there. So what you get with this setup here is, this is way better than the MRE coffee. And you get several cups because I'll tell you what, nobody's ever prepared. I end up You know, I mean, and you're gonna wake up in the morning after sleeping in the dirt in your space blanket and have your nice hot cup of good coffee, and your buddies will sit there licking their chops. You're gonna not let them have one either? Of course you are. You got to bring extra for them. But it's better. But then you got a cup now. I got a cup for all sorts of things that I could use: coffee and boiling water. So that right there, got my fuel can. That right there is the system. So I'm getting a little bit long here, but is this the same weight or lighter than a 1.5 MREs? Let's find out. Okay, get them all in there. Pressure. That's right. It's 2 pounds. It's exactly 2 pounds. Okay, Mountain House Cook Kit. Zero it out there. 2 meals, big meals with the spoon. Look at it. I knew it. Look at that. 1.66 pounds. That's a huge savings, and it's way better food. I think it's more food, and I get a proper cup of coffee. That is a no-brainer. Goodbye, MRE. Okay, so where the MRE was, I'm going to put we'll put the Mountain House. We'll put one Mountain House there. We'll put the long spoon in there, and then we'll take this one and flip it upside down, and those should fit in there nicely. We'll put our Gatorade powder substitute in there, and then we'll put a couple of things we left unaddressed: glasses. Okay, right? So we got the glasses. We got rid of that heavy case. What I'm going to do is, these glasses are pretty durable. Plus, I'll be wearing a pair. Plus, I have contacts. I'm just going to put them right here in the side compartment in their protective bag with the sunglasses and the cleaning cloth. I'll put those in there, / safety glasses, and the croquis right there, and I'll call that good. And now inside, we've got we've freed up so much room. I'm going to put my cooking kit in there. And then finally, the final thing is our 4 canteens are going to go in these side compartments, which are purpose-built. And the nice thing about the Mystery Ranch pack, well, the toilet paper, we can put that back in there too. The nice thing about the Mystery Ranch, well, most Wildland packs, they have these big compartments in there, is that they're designed for these water bottles. So there we have a gallon of water, potentially a gallon of water on board, and with the ability to add a third. I think so. I think you can get 3 of those in there, so we could haul a gallon and a half. And if I didn't say, I can reach these. I can reach around and reach these and access them easily while having the pack on. I can already tell. What would you guess? How much weight do you think we lost with all that stuff? I mean, I could tell it's lighter. I would guess here. I haven't weighed it yet. I'll bet we've lost a third of the weight. I'll bet we've lost close to 10 pounds. That's incredible, isn't it? All right, so we'll zero the scale here. What do we got? $22.5 pounds. 22.5 pounds. What did we lose? 8 pounds? 8 pounds. Lost some capability, lost a lot of comfort items, but I'll tell you what's not comfortable is a heavy pack. So for me, it's a trade-off. Let's take a look at the pile of gear that we left here on the roadside. Look at all of this stuff, all these things that I thought was so important: the case, the fusee, the rain jacket, the big batteries. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that here. First aid kit, DEET. Extra laces, whistle, bit kits, warm clothing, GPS. Okay, so some of these things. Let's talk about this for a minute. So right here, this is my fire bag. That I have. This is what I don't know what I call it, a 4-day bag. This is a bag that I can live out of 4 days. It's in there: sleeping bag, thermarest, tents, 4 changes of clothing, underwear, 4 t-shirts, 4 shoes. Toothbrush, toiletry issues, toiletry things, warm weather gear, down coats, that type of thing, where I can grab that bag and this one, and I'm pretty good for 5 days. 5 days. I have another bag that I add on to this one that'll take me to 14. But I don't need the 14-day bag all the time. This is perfect right here. So Some of these things are going to go in there because this is going to be on the engine. So if need be, if I find myself, okay, they're going to send us out and say, oh, you guys are going to go spend the night out on the fire line, or you're going to be out and it's getting cold and you're going to be a lookout, I'm going to put some of the stuff back in there. But do I need to carry it all the time? No. So the things that are going to go back in there is going to be this smart wool, long sleeve, thermal layer. Everything's got to be wool. You can't have anything synthetic because if it burns and melts your skin, so it's got to be natural. It needs to be cotton, silk, or wool. What about this? Remote radio. Yeah, I'm going to put that in there. That's going to go in there. What about extra batteries? Yeah, of course. Extra batteries are going to go in there. What about GPS? Absolutely. GPS is going to go in there. It doesn't need to be my pack all the time. I can mix it in. Goggles, yeah. What if I'm deployed by aircraft or have to be dropped in with a helicopter? I'm going to need those. I'm definitely going to need those. These other things, I don't know. I don't know. Extra fusee, rain jacket. This stuff gets heavy, you know. Fusee, no. We got those on the truck. What about a beanie? Yeah, I'm going to put that in there. And the water bladder. Yeah, I'm going to put that in there too. Again, this is not on my back. It's not on my person. I'm not working in it. This is going to be on the engine, so I can take some extra weight. I haven't really proven the pack without this thing. If I do need to readjust it, I'm going to put that in there. I'll put that in the bottom. It's not going to take up much weight. Anything else here? MRE, do I need extra food? Yeah, I'm going to put that in there too. I'll put that in a bag in there too. But the rest of these things, I see nothing here. I see nothing here that needs to go along. All right, so there it is. So what do you think? Do you think that, well, I know from experience that a 30-pound pack is a whole different animal. I can just feel the difference, although don't have water on it. A 30-pound pack is a whole different animal than a 21, 22-pound pack. You're getting in that point where it just makes a tremendous difference. This will be 30 quick enough because I'll have a gallon of water on board. What's that? 8 pounds a gallon, somewhere around there. That's another 8, in a lunch. So there's another 10 pounds right on top of that, boom, right up to 32 pounds. Plus a tool, plus maybe some more snacks, plus extra gear, nozzles, appliances, hose clamps, all those type of things. You get up to 40 pounds, really easy. It's really easy to get to 40 pounds. And that extra 8 that I just took off, that pushes it to 50. So, yeah, it's interesting these things. I didn't think we'd get that much weight out of the pack. So what do you think? Do you think that there's something that I took out that I shouldn't have? Something that's important, that's worth the weight to carry? Put it in the comments. Or is there something in the kit that you would add? Remember, this is not a bushcrafting kit. This is not a survival kit. This is not a wildland, or this is not a camping type of a kit. This is firefighter's kit. This is a kit, you need to wear this while you're working. So imagine going out in the hot sun with long pants on and wool socks and boots and long sleeve shirt and a hat, and digging in the direct sun hard as you can with a Maddox, and then determine what you'd like to have, what would be acceptable to have on your back when you do that, and that kind of give you an idea of where it's coming from. But I think it's okay. I think it's going to be good, and I'm really glad to be rid of those 8 pounds. I guess that's it. All right, so put your suggestions in the comments. We'd really be interested in hearing those, your experience, and anything you think that's lacking. All right, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video. So I was bringing this, the footage over of the mountain here to do the end card in the video edit, and transferring that file takes a little bit. So something I typically do when I edit in the morning is go over and watch some of the channels that I subscribe to. And the first one I always go to is Casey Neistat. As I said, he's my favorite channel on YouTube. And he didn't put up a video, or he put up a video today, but it was not his standard video because he wanted to address something that was that had happened that I had. The funny thing is I had clicked onto Drudge this morning and saw the headlines of this shooting. If you're not familiar with it, there was a young man by the name of Philando Castile that was shot while sitting in the car, allegedly for pulling a firearm, is what the police officer thought. But the strange thing about it was his girlfriend was in the car with her baby girl in the back, and while her boyfriend Philandro is dying from the gunshot wounds from the police officer, she's videoing this, which seems really strange. And I thought, when I read the headline that woman videos her dying boyfriend, I thought, oh, wow, what type of a person would do something like that? That's horrible. And then actually, Casey, we was talking about this video, and so I clicked over and I watched it. I was horrified what I saw. I mean, it was just terrible. And I made a conscious decision long ago not to get political on this channel. Years ago, I stay away from that. That's not that I don't have opinions or strong beliefs on any of this, but this is just not the place for us. It's not what I want to do. But man, I hate to see these things go on, and when you look at those things, it's just, you think, how could a police officer do something like that? But in defense of the police officer, they're working in an environment that is so hostile against them, and they have their main responsibility is to be able to go home safe to their families and their loved ones. So, seeing one side of the story, I don't know what the situation is. Did the guy attempt to pull a gun sitting in there at a traffic stop? I find that highly unlikely. Is his girlfriend telling the truth? Was the cop fit to be carrying a gun? Was he too high-strung? We just don't know. I mean, how do you... It's just tragic. These things are chilling to me as a concealed carry person myself. I've been pulled over 2 times while actively concealed carry, with the permit, everything legal, as this guy, as Philandro's girlfriend stated. And I'll tell you what, I was worried. I was nervous about it. I didn't know what type of reaction I would get. Both times there was never any issue. One of the officers asked about it. Second time they didn't even ask about it. But it was a concern to me. And is the reason why he's dead, is it because he's black? Are we talking about a situation of racism here? Or are we just talking about a bad situation for everybody? I just don't know what it is. But my goodness, what a horrible thing. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what to say about it. But man, I'll put a link in the description of this video if you want to go watch it. But there's 2 sides to every story, and we just don't know. But is it heartless for the girlfriend to? Obviously, I'm assuming they're not dating very long. She doesn't seem to be extremely distraught. But we all handle things a different way. And is she traumatized? Is she suffering from shock? Is she an activist? Did she do the right thing by videoing this to shed a light onto something that's a potential problem? I just don't know. It's just tragic. Just tragic. I don't know what else to say. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.